Hey, elevator meets everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene. I'm at my usual spot, and I decided to sit at the table that was a little further back from the street, only because, one thing is the light's a little bit better here because there's a street light behind me that doesn't work, and I figured that way, if it had been working, then we probably would have gotten a shadow, and I don't want a shadow. So let's get started. Today, Trump has officially been nominated by the Republican National Committee as President of the United States-elect. In other words, he's ready to roll. He's an official candidate for the Republican Party. But there's a concern that the bad people that hired Thomas Matthew Crooks, and I'm sure he was paid handsomely for his family, for the job, even though he didn't really succeed, is gonna try to do it again. Now, it's disturbing, I agree, and I really don't understand why a Republican would want to do that, since until recently he supported the Republican Party. But recently, he made donations to a progressive left party cause. So what's the story with that? I don't know. But let me tell you what I do know. Tomorrow is going to be hot. Duh. Again. Same thing for Wednesday. And Thursday, it's going to cool down to about 27 degrees, which is going to be better for me. A lot more cooler temperatures. So it's always a good thing. But on the other hand, what does this say about the fealty? Well, in the case of Thomas Matthew Crooks, his fealty was to the people that hired him, whoever they were. Probably got hired through the dark web. Probably through some government agent working for the president. After all, Joe Biden has experience working with Hunter Biden, doesn't he? But good news is Trump did not get hurt seriously. He was at the RNC in Milwaukee to accept the nomination. He also appointed his vice president candidate, J.D. Vance, to be his running mate, which is really good because I think Trump is gonna definitely take it. But unfortunately, our little Thomas Matthew Crooks, I got some good ideas from the Aurora, Colorado shooter. From booby trapping his home to having booby traps in his car. And his backup plan apparently was to use his car as a bomb. FBI and the bomb squad were at the fairgrounds after everybody was quietly escorted out where they found explosive devices and materials in his car. You see, he had plans in more than one way to finish the deed. Unfortunately, according to the rifle club, when he was in high school, the rifle club said he was a lousy shot. Well, 150 feet away, or 30 yards, I would say, actually it was 100, or was it 130, 150 yards away. I think it's feet. You think it's feet? He came close, and Donald Trump just said it was an act of God that he did not fare worse. But you know what? I want to talk about this because I did not cover this on Saturday. One thing after the night show, I was disgusted to even cover it. And I didn't really get into a lot of it until the Sunday evening, or was it Saturday morning? It's on my show. It was on your show. So here we go. The problem right now is this country's too divided and it's too toxic. People in the United States are divided among who's right and who's wrong. Instead of focusing on doing what's right for the country can't do anything right. Think about it. You have a man, 21 years old, was a Republican deep down to his core, switches his donation strategy to a progressive left-wing party, and decides to go out and do this horrific act against the President of the United States. Now, I don't know if you think about this, but I do. The fact is it going to happen again?
No way.
Well, as RFK Jr. could tell you, Robert Kennedy, his father, was gunned down at the Democratic National Convention. Unfortunately, and Donald Trump is worried for RFK for the same reason. Apparently, as I hear, I don't think RFK's got any Secret Service protection at all. None. Trump, his staff has asked for more Secret Service, and Mayorkas said no way. RFK staff has asked for Secret Service protection, and Mayorkas said no way. What's the reason behind that? Well, I have a hunch. You see, I think that they're thinking about something bad. But they realize that they kind of got caught with their pants down because everybody kind of realized that the Secret Service didn't quite work exactly the way it was expected. For example, the building that Thomas Matthew Crooks was on was supposed to be guarded by the Butler police. An officer went up onto the roof and saw Thomas Matthew Crooks on the roof. Thomas Matthew Crooks pointed a firearm at him. It should have been right there, bang, bang, boomerang. Because the fact of the matter is, not only was that endangering the officer's life. Oh, that's a neat sound. It's air compressor. Oh. Not only was this Thomas Crook in danger to the officer's life, but the officer probably realized, given the kind of weapon that Thomas had, he wasn't hunting for clay pigeons, okay? With a scope and a rifle and 50 rounds of ammunition. He had plans to finish the job, and he had plans to do it. So, Thomas could have easily killed the officer, but instead, the officer retreated. The officer should have dealt with it right there and then and neutralized him. Why didn't he? The Secret Service that saw him from the main building behind Trump had their snipers had a beat on this guy too. Even before he fired the first round, realizing from talking to checkpoints with Butler police, they should have said, hey, wait, this is not an authorized agent on the roof. This is a lone gunman. But maybe they weren't sure. Well, mosquitoes over here. It's really moist and there's a lot of water right near me. And every time I come here, I always seem to nibble on me. Ugh. So, to make a long story short, these guys had already acknowledged that this guy was not supposed to be there. But he wasn't dealt with. Footage from individuals in the Trump crowd saw him trying to scale the roof of the building. Again, that is highly suspect. So why was that not dealt with it at that point? Now, in answer to the question that everybody should probably be asking. If the Secret Service isn't going to provide Trump with enough security, why couldn't Trump have hired his own security? Given that Trump has a huge amount of money, they could certainly put it down as a campaign expense. The reason is the fact is that Secret Service has access to more legal powers than a private security team would. And while private security can certainly work with Secret Service agents that are already on the ground and the Butler police, where did the failure start? Was it the Butler police because the officer that was assigned to that post retreated? No, that's kind of suspect too. Okay? But let's just leave that aside for a second. Now, the fact of the matter is that this guy was on the roof with his own weapons, his own gun, his own scope, his own everything. That should tell you something. Okay? That should tell you a lot, honestly. This whole situation is suspect. That neither the Butler police Man, when he got down the stairs, should have radioed into the Secret Service and said, hey, this is not one of our guys up there. We don't know who this guy is. And then waited for instructions and said, what do you want me to do with him? You know, I don't want to be the one to encourage violence, but seriously, something's wrong here. And communications isn't being shared. Biden now is trying to backtrack on the claim that he said we should put a bullseye on Trump. Let's just be honest when I say this. Why would you say that on June 8th? On July 8th? Why would you say that about Trump, Biden? Yeah, you're a two-faced, good-for-nothing, lying, cheating piece of scum, and you know you are. You let your son Hunter Biden get away with shit. You sniff kids. You shower with your daughter when she was in high school. What kind of a madman are you? Well, tell you what, I'm not impressed, right? And neither is anyone else in America. You're going to be defeated this term. You're going to be losing your position as president. And I hope to God that the DNC has enough smarts to get rid of you and not nominate you for president. You're dangerous, you're despicable, you're deplorable, and you plain or just suck. All right, Biden? You're sliding, Biden. You're going down. You're not even doing the right thing. What other sneaky stuff are you doing? Are you working on the dark web? You trying to get stuff going on the dark web for your Hunter Biden, your son? I don't think you're innocent. That's conjecture, but I'm going to tell you, I don't think you're innocent. Why would Mayorkas tell the Secret Service detail for Trump that they're not giving them extra agents? Why won't you give extra agents to RFK Jr.? What are you afraid of, Biden? You're an egotistical madman. You're a nutcase. You really are. You're a nutcase. You're just as dangerous as Nero. You gotta go. You gotta go out of there in a padded paddy wagon. I'm serious. You gotta get out of that office. And Democrats that push for your removal, don't back down. Get him out of there. Use the 25th Amendment. You've got the power. Put the 25th Amendment to work. He's a danger to the community. He's a danger to America. He's a danger to you. He's a danger to the public. He has to go. Okay? If he has already caused enough economic damage to America, he's certainly going to cause more political damage now. His time is coming. He knows it. He knows he can't win. Why was it after the shooting that he pulled out all of his ads? I can think of two reasons. And I think both of them both kind of make sense. Number one, he knows. He's done. Number two, maybe there was something in the ads that was supposedly said that was supposed to incite more riots and damage to Trump. Is it? Is that? You tell me. Seems kind of suspect to me. I hope to God Trump actually does decide to hire more of his own private security detail. The Secret Service's agents work with Mayorkas. And Mayorkas isn't doing his job. So if Trump hires his own security detail, He's going to hire the cracker jacks. He might even hire the equivalent of the Pinkertons. He might hire some of the best of the best. Because the American government has failed him. It's failing all the candidates. It's not exactly the kind of thing I want to discuss at this time of night at 11:16 at night. But I'm just going to tell you what I think. Something is seriously wrong with this country, folks. Seriously wrong with this country. Okay? So tomorrow is going to be the hottest day at 33 degrees Celsius. Which means, again, more sleeping in the cold bedroom. Supposed to play World of Warcraft or have movie night tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen with tomorrow night's movie night, considering the fact is, look how long it took to get down to 25 degrees Celsius. I had to come out here at 10:30 at night. Okay? And 24 degrees Celsius. High was 31, 32. So, good news is the next few days after this, the temperature drops. But I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow because of the heat. So I don't know if tomorrow's movie night is still a thing or if it's going to end up being moved to another day. I'm not sure yet. Well, right now it hasn't rained yet. It's supposed to rain a little bit tonight. And it's not raining yet. Just a little sprinkle actually is supposed to be. So, clearly it's a little bit better than expected. But, I digress. It's just, like I said, these little bugs, these little mosquitoes or whatever they are, they're nibbling on me like crazy. Am I that tasty? I don't think so. Anyway, I'm going to get ready to head home, but I just want to say that I think something seriously suspect about the whole thing. And I do hope to God that we find out where the failure is and deal with it. For now, I'll talk to you later. Stay safe, okay? Bye-bye.